It's Wednesday. It's been a week and a half after the Manchester Marathon. I went out yesterday, so this is the second run since Manchester. I feel alright. Lungs are a little bit sore still, and still got a few little niggles, but that was from that was actually before Manchester. So yeah, why am I making this video? Well, basically this video is it's trying to fill in the gaps from the Manchester video, which I didn't really film after 25k. So I've tried to have a few days piecing together. I made like notes on my phone to sort of try and piece together what happened in that last half of the marathon, and what happened when I didn't film. Look for the reasons why I hit the wall, because I did hit the wall. There's no sort of hiding from that. I know if you look at the splits at the end, it didn't look massively like I was walking or anything, but trust me, the way I was feeling, if it was a little bit further, I would have had to completely come to a halt and walk it, because I was just holding on and it was just getting worse and worse. And I did hit the wall. My legs were just like lead, felt so heavy. So yeah, I did hit the wall. So yeah, I'd made some little notes. So actually, first of all, I need to apologise if there was anyone I spoke to on the day, because there was that many. I know you saw some on the Manchester video who managed to get in the videos, but there were so many more on the day that I want to apologise if I spoke to you and I didn't realise we'd spoke before in Instagram or YouTube comments or something like that, or Facebook even, and I didn't realise it was you I was talking to. Then I apologise. It's just so many names, so many faces that I sort of got like muddled up, and I was like thinking when I saw somebody, have I spoke to you before? Have we had a conversation? So apologise if I sort of spoke to you and didn't realise who you were. So yeah, let's get into it. What happened after 25k in the Manchester Marathon? Well, I remember switching the camera off because you saw in the video that I was trying to tackle the hills at Altrincham. Basically got to that section, I thought I'll concentrate now. Let's tackle this, because I've done it before. I did it last year, and last year I sort of didn't really know what it was all about, and I did probably just run it a little too fast back last year, and yeah, it took it out of me. I started to feel it last year. So this year I thought I'll tackle the hills in Altrincham, and I'll slow down a little bit and concentrate and just try and focus and get what I needed to do out the way, and then I'd start to film later on. Yeah, I did that. I slowed down, and then I think once Altrincham was done and the hills were done, because I'd slowed down, a lot of people had overtaken me, and it played with my mind a little bit. Pretty much after all the hills had done, I remember running past the crowd, a bit with crowd. Can't remember exactly which part, but it was after 26k, and then a guy shouted, "Come on, Pacer, looking good." And I was like, no way, that sounds like the pace is really close to me. I thought I was like at least a few hundred meters away from him, but I looked round on my shoulder, and like literally he was like 2 foot away from me, and I didn't even realise. I don't know how long he'd been there. He was literally on my shoulder, 2 foot away, and I was like, oh my God. And that sort of played with my head. I was like, it was a little bit disheartening, because I thought I thought I was at least a few hundred meters ahead of him. But anyway, that happened at probably 27 or something. Yeah, because it played with my head a little bit, all that what just happened. I sort of like went too off plan in the next 10k. So from 27 to 37k, it was all a bit of a haze. But I remember looking back at the splits, I should have just held back on my pace and just done what I would have been doing, and not getting caught up in the pack thinking where the pacer was, because I think that's what was happening in that 10k section. I was like trying to keep up with some people, you know, fighting, like sort of like trying to stay in this big pack, these people going faster, and I'm trying to keep with them, trying to advance on the pacer. So basically I'm just not running my race, and that's forced me. If you look at the splits, I've run in that 10k section, running splits of like up to 4:04, and that's just like too fast. Why am I doing that? I'm just looking back, I'm just thinking, what was I doing? So yeah, those splits were too fast. You know, 4:04, that's, I ran London, you know, at average pace at 3:59, bang on 4 minutes. So running 4 seconds slower than my half marathon pace. I mean, you know, what am I doing? And definitely too early, far too early in a marathon. So yeah, looking at the splits, 4:04, you know, 4:06, 4:07, 4:08. You know, why did I do that? I should have just stayed at 4:12, 4:13, you know, and played it safe sort of thing. But like I say, I was just in a haze, staying with the pack, running with some people, and I don't know what time they're going for. I know they're like, it's a sub 3 pack, but you know, they could be like 2:56 marathoners or 2:55. They might be putting it on later in the race. I'm just getting carried away in this crowd as well. I'm not handling that well. I'm sort of letting adrenaline come and stuff. I'm revved up. I'm in my mind going, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to do it today. I didn't think I could do it, but I feel all right. I'm going to go for it, sort of thing, which is, you know, a dangerous thing so early on in a marathon. I'm looking back at that 10k stretch from 27 to 37k. That was the one that did it for me, I think. Far too early. Heart rate's going high, way above the threshold. Just, yeah, not playing it smart, I'm afraid. Doubt started to creep at about 37, because all the feeling of, yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going really fast, I'm banking time, you know, all that sort of stuff, that's gone out the window now, because 37's come, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of that, you know, that those seeds of doubt that come in with the body, with the fitness and things. That's when it came in. But you know, by then it's too late, because I've just run that 10k stretch, you know, too fast. So now it's starting to, you know, kick me in the butt, you know what I mean? So yeah, and I think 37k, I was back and forth with the pacer. Now, instead of being part of the pack, I was letting the pack pass me a little bit, and I was moving to the side. And then I remember the pack sort of, I was becoming like in the back of the pack, and then because I was the back of the pack, I was slowly losing that, you know, that drive to stay with them, and basically it was the beginning of the end at 38k, because at the 38k the pacer basically had gone past me, had gone. Yeah, I remember seeing the 24-mile marker, and that's when the pacer would, you know, truly past me, to the point where I was like, yeah, it's not going to be me staying with this pack today, which was, you know, devastating at the time. And I think that's what absolutely led to my complete hitting the wall. It was weird, because it was a mental crash, and the mental crash suddenly brought on a real fast physical crash, because I started to really hit the wall. My legs just felt 3-4 times heavier. Panic had set in, anxiety, and all the things of doom that you get when you start hitting the wall. And yeah, I mean, and it made it worse seeing injuries and things on the side. I saw loads of people fall out around this mark. There was someone who was running in front of me. They sort of staggered off to the right side of me, and then they just collapsed, I think. They sort of went over my shoulder. I'd already gone, but I saw him, looked like he was just about to collapse, and I heard some commotion, so he collapsed. You know, all sorts of things happen. I saw a guy clutching his stomach in agony at the side. I saw a lot of things, so that was playing on my mind, just thinking, that could be me, that could be me. And then from then on, my pace just suffered, and I was really suffering, like really wanting it to be over. And I can't believe I've managed to, you know, stay in the 4 minutes. I think 4:59 I finished on that last split, but yeah, it was just like, I felt a lot slower. I felt like I wanted to walk. You know, I would have had to walk if it was a little bit longer, because I was really dragging my body over those last few k, really dragging over. You know, I didn't even feel like I was running. I think I felt just like the momentum of carrying me forward, willing my body over the line. So I'm proud of the time, don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely proud of the time. Like I said on the video, last 3 months I was heavier than last year that I wanted to race at. Less sleep, less mileage, not enough long runs, hardly any long runs that were considered marathon sessions. And basically just, yeah, really proud of the time that I managed to run so close to last year's time when I thought I was in peak performance, peak shape. So it suggests I'm actually a little bit stronger maybe this year, and like even with the last 3 months I've managed to run 3 hours, which is great. So really I'm just disappointed, I think, with how I lost the discipline. You know, I've run a lot of marathons now. I pretty much came into it thinking I could stay disciplined and focused, but I lost it in that 10k period, and I think that's what I'm mostly disappointed about. Not the time, it was that sort of losing track of the fueling system as well. You know, I'd planned the gels, I planned my bottles and everything, but I even missed I missed 2 gels. I got back to the hotel and I looked at the gel belt, I took it off, and I was like, why is there 2 gels in there? I thought I decided to miss the 6. Because I decided to miss the 6th one because I just couldn't stomach it. Not that I couldn't stomach it, it was more like I couldn't even begin to get the gel out and start trying to eat because I was suffering that bad. But so I decided to miss the 6th, but why did I miss the 5th one? That means I must have not fueled since, you know, low 30k's. So again, how did I manage that? That's another thing that I'm disappointed with. Yeah, I missed that one. And yeah, even things like that, the fueling was out of, didn't stay disciplined or focused with that. Didn't stay focused with controlling the crowd or let the adrenaline take me. Didn't stay disciplined with staying with my own run, trying to, like, you know, stay with faster runners that, you know, at the time when I'm looking at the splits, I'm thinking, yeah, it is too fast, I'll slow down on the next one. And I didn't. And that's the problem. I was like caught in this sort of, yes, I'm going to be sub 3 today, I can do it, mixed with, you know, staying with the pack and staying with the pacer and just not running my run. So, you know, maybe I run the next marathon and I just don't even start even near the pacing pack or whatever. I just run my own race maybe. That's really summed up the Manchester Marathon for me, really, that the bits that you didn't see on the video. So yeah, just got to work on that fitness. Obviously that was a big part of it as well. With the training, but I've just got to work on that. Thanks for watching the Manchester video. Got some real nice comments on that one, really nice comments, especially the ones that said that they decided to start running because of the content I make, and even they run their first marathon because they saw one of the videos. So that's amazing, really. But yeah, thanks, massive support on the day for it, so I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.